Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to a first look on a game called Displaced. The game focuses on a group of survivors trying to flee a war-torn country by any means necessary. Kind of similar to This War of Mine without the kind of homestead element, where we manage people with different traits, etc, etc. There's a lot of RNG, so quite similar to Neo Scavenger as well. And we're going to jump straight in. Okay, so we're just going to pick our characters now. These all have different traits. Obviously, this is a demo, which I will link down below. And the majority of the characters are actually blacked out for the purpose of a demo, so we can actually only pick these 5. So we've got Adam, who is a fighter, so higher chance of a critical hit in combat. We've got Adele, she's a lawyer and a negotiator, so lower price on goods at trade points there. We've got Joel, who looks very similar to the governor from The Walking Dead. I think that's David Morrissey. He's our doctor, practicing surgeon. We've got Jude, who is a cook, very good. And then we've got Max, who's just an alcoholic. Skilled at first aid, a great shot, but does not talk about his past, so he could be trouble. It's a bit of a shit trait to have, like if your best point is, yeah, he's an alcoholic. Right, superb. So we're not going to skip the tutorial, so I want to show you guys that. Going to be a lot of reading for me here, so if you've watched my Neo Scavenger series, I apologise in advance. We can't stay here anymore, the troops are too close, it's now or never. I gathered all the supplies I could find, but they'll only last a few days. We have to restock along the way. Some other people are planning to escape too. Together we have a better chance of making it through the noose. The nearest city is Remix? I'm going to call it Remix. Remix sounds a bit weird. It could be Remix actually. Let's go there and then decide what to do next. So this is Remix up there. We're calling it Remix, guys. Apologies if that is the wrong way, but Remix just sounds pretty shit. And I'll just explain the UI to you guys quickly. So we've got our backpack. This is our inventory. So we've got food, antidepressants, some expensive watches that we can sell there. We've got a gun. The alcoholic's got a gun, maybe not a good idea. We've got an individual food menu there. And obviously an individual medic menu also. In the camp screen we can basically explore, so that removes this general fog of war and pops up any places of interest. We can hunt, so that'll gather just random items depending on the RNG. We can cook, so that cooks for the whole group and feeds them, and obviously energy as well. How the fuck do we get out of this? Right, so basically I believe this menu is, we've got our food bar at the bottom, obviously our health, and then I think this is stress and lunacy. So the higher this gets, the worse it'll get, and there'll be general beef between the groups. So we want to try and keep that down by resting as much as possible. So the first thing we're actually going to do is just to explore around this area, just to see where we stand, and yeah, nothing really of note around there. So we're going to head for Remix. We're just going to walk up there and see what we've got. The city's gone mad, driven beyond the edge of sanity. The residents have turned the streets into a living hell. Screams, groans and cries of agony fill the air. As you reach the town square, you see an angry, frothing preacher on a soapbox calling for everyone to confess and be saved. The day of final judgment has come, he shouts. Those are his last words as a man runs up on him, yanks a gun out of his jacket and blows the pastor's brains out. It shouldn't even be funny. Perhaps he wanted to help the preacher's prophecy come true. You realise then that the city is beyond salvation and that you must leave immediately. Running away won't work. War is everywhere. Your best shot is crossing the border and leaving the country before it's too late. It will be a difficult journey, so you'll need all the supplies you can get. Food, tools, meds. Okay, so we're now heading towards Claremont, I think it is, and we're going to do another quick search around, simply because I just want to build up as many items as we can find. And we've got another little town over there called Mackenzie, but we're going to head to Claremont first, and then we can probably drop down to Mackenzie depending on what we do from there. Seems to be another city to the left here as well. Okay, in a shop window that somehow survived the bombings, you see a large map of the country showing every road, city and place of interest. Having mediated over the map, you decide there are 3 ways to leave the country: by water, land or air. You can't pass the border post without the proper papers, so land is not an option. Exiting through the port would be easier. All you'd have to do is slip someone some cash and climb aboard. Your third option would be sneaking into a private airport and stealing a jet, but there's no guarantee you'll find fuel. Right, so I think we're going to go for the port. It just seems to be right. So we've now got a new objective, which is find 15 grand. So I assume we're going to have to do that by scavenging and generally selling stuff to trade points. We're going to do another little explore around here. And we've got some points of interest. So we are going to head up north. There are groups and bandit groups there, the general antagonists. Let's have a look. Gas station with a small convenience store inside comes into view as you turn. It's seen better times. You smell smoke and hear the squeaking of doors dangling on their hinges. It looks deserted and there's a chance there might be something valuable inside, but your gut tells you this is always also a perfect setting for an ambush. We're going to risk it and look for the supplies. Trying to keep a low profile, you sneak into the store, it's quiet, you decide to look inside. What a wretched scene. Everything that could have been broken or busted has been. The thick stench of blood hits your nose like a brick, overpowering the smell of smoke. Several masked bodies lie scattered across the floor. They're no longer a threat, so you search the store and find supplies. Okay, so we're going to take every valuable there. Okay, suddenly a bullet hits the wall just inches from your head and masked thugs start pouring in through the doors and windows. It's an ambush. Right, so this is the fight screen. Basically, we can set everyone up in a formation. I assume you can get more survivors as well, probably up to 8 by the looks of things. But we're going to put Adam at the front because he's a brawler, so he's going to be one of our main attackers. We're going to put, who's this? I can't remember his name. Max, the alcoholic, with the gun at the front as well, obviously because he has a gun. Jude's attack isn't brilliant, so we're going to put her generally fairly center, and we're going to put her to stealth as well. So, in fact, no, we're not. We're going to actually put her to hide. That's going to up her defense meter slightly. And then who else have we got? We've got Joel, who's probably an alright puncher. And then Adele, whose attack isn't brilliant either. So I'm going to pop her onto stealth. And we're going to fight. So basically this is obviously a lot of RNG depending on your picks as well. And we're doing pretty well so far. Let's just see what goes on. So just taking a bit off them. We might actually swap the weapon to someone else. There we go. So we've hidden successfully there. I mean, the idea is not to take damage. Not really too bothered how long this takes. None of these are actually armed. They're just unarmed thugs with hands, just kind of brute force thugs. So we should be able to get through this relatively unscathed. Let's just see what goes on now. We seem to be chipping away. We're not doing a lot more than that. It's probably because we've gone for stealth and hide on 2 of our members. But hey ho, see what goes on. Okay, so we've only got the 1 left now. And there we go, all done. So let's check what we actually gained from them. So we've got some veggies, some soup. I think that's chocolate, is it? Yeah. So I'm going to take all that. And our food supply is looking pretty good thus far. Let's just check. So we're okay food-wise, and energy-wise we're okay as well. So we're going to head down to this point. I'm not too sure what that group is there. Damn the war, damn the politicians, damn this life. Our misery will never end. There's no one to turn, nowhere to turn rather, and nowhere to hide. If we move, we'll be shot like jackrabbits. Where are we going? Why are we running? It's all in vain. Right, okay. So I think Max has just had that little outburst there because obviously his stress meter is kind of high up. Whoa, why are we turning back? Okay, right, so we actually need to rest now. Let's stay, and we're going to rest up. We're also going to cook as well with our food. Get that done. Oh, shit. And let's rest. Okay, so everyone, yeah, the stress meter's gone down now, so hopefully there'll be no more bickering and no more arguments. I've just realised our energy meter's at the top. That's more worrying than it should be. And we're now at a trade point, so several merchants have set up their stands on the roadside. Okay, so let's buy some goods. Have we got anything we don't need that we can sell? No, not for now. I mean, antidepressants, how much are they worth? 15. Well, we might as well keep them, to be honest. We'll continue along the way. And we're going to head south towards whatever this place is. Energy meter's looking okay for now. You see what you believe to be an old woman. You take a closer look and realise she's actually about 30, but her incredible suffering has aged her beyond their years. She says nothing, but the madness blazing in her eyes speaks volumes. A girl of about 10 is by her side and begs you to take her mother to the nearest city. Says her mum is sick and can't make it on her own. Simply just off what's happened with that last ambush, we're actually going to just not bother with that. So, you know, what can you do? I'm not a charity case. I know it sounds really harsh, but we've already had a fight recently, kind of yesterday, so I'm not going to bother jumping right back into a possible other confrontation now. It's not my fault she looks old. She maybe had a hard paper round or something. You encounter a young girl wailing in the rubble and make note of the long dagger protruding from the bottom of her long jacket. Although it might be intended, I assume that's meant to be, it might be intended for defense. You tell yourself you'd be better off using the same tactics you employ with other strangers you meet. Yeah, I think that was a good call. I mean, she had a dagger. That could have been bad again. Could have been really bad. See a group of journalists next to a minivan. They're arguing. One of them sees you and heads your way. Hi, I'm James Kindley? You've probably seen me on TV. We want to film the wall, but don't know how to get where the action is. Are you from around here? Yes, but we're headed the other way to the border. So you'll need money, right? We'll pay you if you take us to the right place. We're just going to take some pictures, write a few stories, and then be on our way. Okay, we need the money. Let's just start. So, where is it they need to go? Convoy Journalist 1. Down to here. Okay, that's fine. So, we're just going to take them straight down there. We do need food, though. You find an apartment building on the outskirts of town. The owner, an elderly but strong man, welcomes you. He insists that you rest and share a meal with him. He even offers you wine. His hospitality in this uncivilized world surprises you. Fuck that. Look how ropey that guy looks. Fuck that. Politely turn him down. You continue your journey. I know free food and all that, but nope, not at all. Thank you very much. Okay, on one of the marks on James's map is a small town several miles away. As you arrive, you're greeted by the stench of rotting meat, smoke, and the sharp tang of something chemical. Bodies litter the streets, making it clear death took them by surprise. While the journalists are working, you think about finding a gas mask. Whoa, right, okay. So we've now got a picture. I don't know what this does. I think maybe it's it's the journalist taking the picture. That's fine. Okay, so Convoy Journalist 2. So they're still with us, so we're just going to try and quickly... They've got off. That's fine. The journalists decide to stop pressing their luck and leave. As you're speeding away, you tell Kilney it's becoming too dangerous to accompany him. He gives you the money he owes you, and you part as friends. Right, maybe that's because we didn't go straight up to the next point, but hey-ho, you know... Let's see what we've got. Let's do a bit of trading. Have we got anything to sell? Bandages. We don't want to sell any of this stuff. Veggies. Nah, it's all food. We don't really want to buy anything either. I mean, if we're trying to build some funds, we've now got 2,500. So, obviously, guys, this isn't the main quest to the game. I assume when the game does come out, then maybe there'll be a few different ways to do stuff. But for the demo, it's fairly well fleshed out. We're going to head down here. We're going to have to cook. That's another trade station. So let's do a bit of cooking, and we're also going to have to rest as well, because our energy is pretty low and our stress is rising in max, and I just can't be arsed with him being a bit of a prick about everything. So we've got a bit more of the map here. Let's head down to this point. I'm probably going to have to split this into 2 videos as well, guys. Well, maybe even more. I didn't realise the demo would be this long, so pretty good little demo. Again, as I said, I'll link it in the description if you want to check it out for yourselves. You find an abandoned camp that once housed several dozen people. Their belongings are scattered everywhere and the ground is soaked with blood, but there are no bodies to be seen. You search the tent, grab some supplies and leave as quickly as you can, unnerved by the stench of death. Okay, we'll take all that. I mean, that's trash, but as we've got the space, it doesn't make too much difference at the moment. I'm going to do another little explore here. And I think we'll head on to Nipagon. What have we got there? Group soldiers. Yeah, so maybe we head this way. And there's a lot of little cities that we can look through. Right, so let's do a little bit of cooking as well. I think we're pretty low on food at the moment. Found another camp. Alright, okay, we've got a gun now as well, so that's fantastic. We're going to give that to him. And we've got a decent amount of meds, just no food. It's a bit of a shame. So let's just do a quick little search for... in fact, we're going to have to rest first. Okay, so let's do a hunt for items. We've got a bit of meat there and some more bandages, so not too bad. And what we're going to do is actually head up here. I'm going to do this... Oh no, we can't actually do it, bear. Or blind, rather. Bear? I don't know where that shit came from. So let's head to Verdun. I know we're kind of veering off the track here, but hey ho. We're going to do another little search here just to try and build up our items. We didn't find anything there, that's a shame. Energy's not looking too good at the moment. An armed man approaches you and says you're walking on my land, but that's okay. Pay me 200 bucks and you can go on your way. Refuse to pay me and I'll find a way to take what you owe me. I'm going to fight him. We've got 2 guns. Oh shit, there's actually 2. I don't know why he was allegedly armed and now they're both unarmed, but maybe he didn't have ammunition. Maybe it was a ruse or something, I don't know. So let's just pop them all here and hopefully we actually get rid of these fairly quickly. I mean, we've got a drunken cop or a drunken ex-cop, and then we've got a bruiser with a pistol now as well. Guns do perish, the condition of stuff does actually go down, so we should get through these pretty quickly and hopefully they have got a weapon we can take off them. I'd like there to be an ammo count in this as well. I think that would make the game slightly more hardcore if there was an ammo count. So you can't just go around using guns willy-nilly. Right, what did they have? Right, a lot of food. That's very good. And some meds as well, which we will need. We didn't take a substantial amount of damage, which is very nice. What are you looking at? Knock it off. Chill, man. I know you've been spying on me. What do you want? To see what's in my bag? To get acquainted with my fist? He's kicking off on a woman. Jesus Christ. Be my guest. Come and get it. Relax, bro. You're talking nonsense. I don't care about what's in your bag. Nonsense? Are you calling me nuts? You're lucky I don't have the time to deal with you right now, jerk. Look at me one more time and I'll kick the teeth right out of your mouth. Right, okay. It's just like a charming guy, this one. I mean, I know he's stressed, but... We've got another group here and we might end up passing them. Another group. Right, see a small party. We're going to hide and avoid them, or try to. Right, they've noticed us. They're unarmed again, so we might actually get a decent amount of stuff off these as well. We're going to go in a relatively attack formation, simply while we've got the 2 weapons, or the 2 firearms. Especially against unarmed enemies, we should be okay, really. But we'll see what happens. Critical hit. Did we just get damaged there? Nah. We're just beating the fuck out of everyone, I think, at the moment. Hopefully these have got a decent amount of food on them. It's probably not the best way to actually play through, to just try and leather everyone, but hey ho, if it gets us from A to B, then that's fine. Right, okay, let's have a look. Right, okay, so all food, very good. And we're nearly full up on food now, so we've done pretty well out of them 2 fights. Calm down, are you okay? Did you eat the berries we found by the highway? I think they were poisonous, man. My head is killing me. What? Who's there? Did you hear something? Mumbles madly. Right, okay, so I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to rest, so this guy's stress meter comes down. He's just a bit of a fucking state at the moment, and we'll get everyone full fed as well, so let's just see what this is. Right, so this is another gas station. We're going to look for these supplies again. Hopefully we don't get the same outcome as the last time with the ambush. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So maybe they've got all the things on lockdown. One of our pistols is actually broke, so I think we need to find a repair kit. And they've actually got 3 of them at the moment as well. They've got 3 enemies, kind of gang of 3. And what we're going to do is just skip this fight scene because this video is going on for pretty long. I think we took a bit of damage there, but we managed to get some chocolate and some meat, which is very good. And again, not too much substantial damage, but I'm going to call this first part an episode here, guys. And I'll just batch record these and get them out. So, as always, let me know what you think down below, what your first impressions are, how shit my commentary is, and all the usual things. But any tips, anything like that, please do let me know. This might even be split into 2 or 3 parts. I really haven't got a clue how long the demo is, and I'm enjoying it so far. Probably depending on your guys' feedback, I'll probably cover this in some great detail, because it seems really interesting. And again, similarities to Neo Scavenger and This War of Mine, which are 2 games I've played quite a lot on this channel. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon.